My sister came to visit the Abbey a few weeks ago, and she's definitely not a Buddhist. I'm quite confident to say that she will not become a Buddhist in this life, and she enjoyed her time here, just being with the community. And I was really struck by the fact that my sister actually read what was posted in the washroom. So if you have ever been to the Abbey, you know that there's a lot of reading material in the washroom that is Dharma related. In fact, you could spend a good chunk of time in there and miss the retreat or a meditation session. Probably not lunch, but there's a lot to read in there. So I was quite struck, first of all, she would even read it. And then the one that she really commented on is a quote by His Holiness the Dalai Lama. So I don't know if someone's made a BBC talk on this in the past, but it sure doesn't hurt my mind to keep reading this every day, which I think is Venerable Children's point when these are posted on the mirror in all the washrooms, so that we're not preening and grooming, although there's not much grooming going on, but so that we don't just space out in the bathroom. So this is from His Holiness the Dalai Lama. I'll read the whole paragraph and then I'll just give a few comments. And he says this: to be aware of a single shortcoming within oneself is more useful than to be aware of 1,000 in someone else. Rather than speaking badly about people and in ways that will produce friction and unrest in their lives, we should practice a purer perception of them, and when we speak of others, speak of their good qualities. His Holiness the Dalai Lama. So the first sentence, to be aware of a single shortcoming within oneself is more useful than to be aware of 1,000 in someone else. Now, I think we've all had the experience of noticing what others do, and we don't approve of it because they're not doing it in the way that we think it should be done because my way is the best. So you might have just taught someone here at the Abbey how to do something, and it's not being done in the way that the Abbey determines it should be done. You can be sure you'll get feedback on it. But I think we all have the experience, too, of mentally having this chatter going on all day. We look at the tea counter, rah, 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 rah. We look at the dishes in the kitchen, rah, 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 rah. How they're put on the rack, rah, 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 rah. How my Zen is hung on the line, rah, 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 rah. The fact that my shamduck comes back with ticks on it, rah, 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 rah. It's just that ongoing chatter that is, fault-finding in everything that we see and everyone. And, in the end, what kind of mind does that leave you with? Well, it leaves you with a pretty grumpy, disgruntled mind, and everyone's going to give you a wide berth for sure, because you're going to point out yet again what they're not doing right with the rah, 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 rah. So, if we just think of one thing that we can sort of work on in ourselves in a day, and maybe we saw someone else do it. If someone else has done it here, for sure I'm doing it. There's no question. No question in my mind. So to just take it as a cue, okay, that's something I can work on. And then rather than speaking badly about people in ways that produce friction and unrest in their lives, practice a pure perception of them. And when we speak of others, speak of their good qualities. Well, we know in our own experience that when we say something kind about someone to someone else, or even if we think it, our whole mind changes. And it just makes everyone feel a lot more comfortable and happier. And actually, it also builds trust, because if you're always only pointing out things that need to be done differently, that also hammers away on trust that people have in us in a certain way. And when people are getting used to, receiving feedback that is constructive and kind, then it changes the whole scene. So I think it's very good to have this in the mirror anywhere, and I'm going to have Venerable Damcho type this out. It's not very long, and she's going to post it with this video, so you can print it out and put it on your mirror in your home, so that if you haven't been to the Abbey yet, you'll feel like you're in the Abbey when you're in the bathroom at your house. And then maybe you'll just pay attention to what's on this piece of paper, and it will inspire you in the next moment, the moment you come out of the bathroom. So, great words of advice from His Holiness that we can all put into action in every moment.